Alright, so today I'm going to be voicing over my practice from this morning. This is our Ashtanga primary series. Standing at the front of your mat, feet together. Namaste. Now spread the fingers or the toes wide. Hug the kneecaps up. Slight internal rotation of the thighs, spreading the tailbone. Tucking the tailbone forward, sucking in the belly. Inhale the shoulders up, back, and press them down onto the back. Chin slightly tucked. Arms engaged, fingers pointed and together. Gazing straight ahead. Checking in with your body. Checking in with your balance. See how the weight is distributed on each foot. And bringing the hands into prayer at heart center. Closing the eyes. And inhaling to Om. Vande Gurunam Charanarvinde Sandashita Svatma Sukhavabodhye Nishreyase Jangalikayamane Samsara Hala Hala Mo Ashantye Abahu Purushakaram Shanka Chakrasi Dahiram Sahasra Shirasam Shvetam Pranamami Patanjalim. And bringing the hands back down to the sides, fingers engaged. Just taking a few breaths. Opening the eyes. And inhale, raise the arms up overhead, gazing at the thumbs. Exhale, fold forward, getting the palms down to the mat. Head towards the knees. Inhale, look up, lengthen lower back. Exhale, step back, right foot, then left, press down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, down dog. 5 breaths here. Step the feet up a little bit in order to get a nice 90-degree between your legs and thighs, aiming to get the heels down on the mat. Push the hips back and up. Sucking the belly in. You want to keep that belly sucked in for the whole practice, engaging the Uddiyana Bandha. Fingers spread wide. And exhaling, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, jump forward. Exhale, fold forward, head towards the knees. Inhale, coming up all the way. Exhaling, hands back down to your sides. Inhale, raise the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Inhale, looking up, lengthen lower back. Exhale, stepping the left foot back this time. Press the elbows down into the sides. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog, 5 breaths. So Surya Namaskara A, Sun Salutation A. Warming up the body, getting the prana, the blood flowing, pushing those hips back. Fingers spread wide, pushing into all 4 corners of the palms. Try to rotate the insides of the elbows forward to move the shoulders away from the neck. Gazing either at the knees or the navel if it doesn't round the back. And bend the knees, look forward, inhale, jump, look forward, exhale, fold forward, head towards the knees. Inhale, rising up, strong legs, strong back, arms up overhead, gazing at the thumbs. Exhale, hands back down to your sides. Third round, inhale, raise the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, getting the palms to the mat, making that belly-thigh connection, head towards the knees. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, jumping back this time, pushing down, elbows into sides. Inhale, up dog, shoulders away from the ears, looking back. Exhale, down dog. Really push those hips back and up. Clearing the shoulders away from the neck. Sucking in the belly as you gaze towards the navel. You're not going to tuck the chin to the chest here, but just have the energy gazing towards your navel. So it's just going to be out of the bottom of your eye. So you're not tucking the chin, you're just out of the bottom of your gaze, you're going to be looking towards the navel, having the energy flowing that way. Bending the knees, inhale, jump forward, look up, lengthen the lower back. Exhale, head towards the knees, palms flat. Bend the knees enough to connect the belly and thighs. Inhale, raise the arms up overhead. And exhaling, hands down to your sides. Fourth round. Inhale, raise the arms up. Try to keep the shoulders depressed so you're lifting with the sides and chest. Exhale, folding forward, bringing the hands down to the mat, head towards the knees. Inhale, looking up. Exhaling, jumping back, pushing down, elbows into sides. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. 5 breaths. Checking in with the Ujjayi breath, the sound breathing. So you're going to be hearing a ha as you inhale and a ha as you exhale, sounding something like this. Be sure to exhale completely when you are breathing. This will help to ensure full, deep breaths. We often begin inhaling when we still have air left in us. So bending the knees, looking forward. Inhaling, jumping forward, lengthen back. Exhale, fold forward, head to the knees, belly-thigh connection. Inhale, raise the arms up overhead. Shoulders depressed. Exhale, hands down to the sides. Last round. Inhale, raise the arms up overhead, shoulders depressed. Exhaling, folding forward, leading with the heart, hands to the mat, head towards the knee. Inhale, look up, lengthen lower back. Exhale, jump back, pushing down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. 5 breaths here. Really think about pushing those hips back. You can engage the backs of the legs. A slight internal rotation of the legs, pushing the insides of the knees towards the back of the room. Sucking in the belly to lengthen out the spine and get the hips back a little bit deeper. Making sure you're engaging that Ujjayi sound breath. Exhaling, bending the knees, look forward. Inhale, jump forward. look up, lengthen lower back. Exhale, head towards the knees. Inhaling, raising the arms up overhead. Look at the thumbs. Exhale, hands back down to your sides. Surya Namaskara B. Sun Salutation B. Inhale, bend the knees, raise the arms up overhead like a chair. Exhale, folding forward, palms to the mat, head to the knees, belly-thigh connection. Inhale, looking up, lengthening the lower back. Exhale, jump back, push down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, shoulders away from the ears. Exhaling, down dog. Left foot 45 degrees, stepping the right foot between the hands. Inhale, raise the arms up overhead, gaze at the thumbs, try to square the shoulders. Exhale, hands down to the mat, step back. Elbows into sides, push down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot 45 degrees, step the left knee into the chest, then forward between the hands, raise the arms up overhead, squaring the hips. Gaze at the thumbs. Exhale, hands back down, step the left foot back, pushing down, elbows into sides. Inhale, up dog, looking up. Exhale, down dog. 5 breaths this time. Making sure your stance is wide enough or short enough, so stepping the feet a little bit forward. Clearing the shoulders away from the ears, slight internal rotation of the arms. Fingers are spread wide, all 4 corners of the palms pushing into the mat. Sucking in the belly, gazing at the navel. And bending the knees. As you exhale, look forward. Inhale, jump forward, looking straight up. Exhale, fold forward, head towards the knees. Inhale, keeping the knees bent, raise the arms up overhead to a chair. Exhale, hands down to the sides. Second round, inhaling, bending the knees, arms up overhead, keep the shoulders depressed. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the mat. Inhale, looking up, lengthening the lower spine. Exhale, jump back, pushing down. Inhale, up dog, looking back behind you. Exhale, down dog. Left foot 45 degrees, stepping the right foot up between the hands. Raising up, squaring the hips and the right hip back. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the mat. Right foot back, pushing down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot 45 degrees, step the left foot up between the hands. Inhale, raise the arms up, squaring the hips. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step the right foot back, pushing down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. 5 breaths this time. Clearing the shoulders away from the ears, pushing the hips back and up. Engaging that Ujjayi sound breath. Full exhales, exhaling all the way before you inhale. And bend the knees. Inhale, jump forward, looking up. Exhale, fold forward, head towards the knees. Inhale, bend knees, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands back down to your sides. 1 more round of B. Inhale, bend the knees, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Inhale, looking up, straighten lower back. Exhale, jump back, push down, elbows into the sides. Inhale, up dog, looking back behind you. Exhale, down dog. Left foot 45 degrees, step the right foot up between the hands. Squaring the hips, raise the arms up, right hip coming back, bend the right knee. Exhale, hands back down to the mat, right foot back, pushing down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot 45 degrees, step the left foot up between the hands, raise the arms up overhead, squaring the hips. Exhale, hands down, pushing down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. 5 breaths this time. Last down dog here of the sun cells. Push the hips back as much as you can. Really sucking in the belly, lengthening the spine, clearing the shoulders away from the ears, shoulder blades depressed back into their pocket. Yeah, pushing the heels into the mat, engaging the legs. Bend the knees, jump forward, inhale, jump forward, looking up. Exhale, fold forward, head towards the knees. And inhale, raising the arms up overhead. Keep the knees bent. Exhale, hands down to your sides. Padangusthasana. Feet hip distance apart, hands on the hips. Inhale here. Exhale, fold forward, grabbing a hold of the big toes with the index and middle finger. Inhale, looking up, straighten the arms, straighten the back. Exhale, fold forward, head towards the knees. 5 breaths here. Engage the arms, but also retract the shoulders, blades back onto the back. Trying to get the hips high. Most important, keeping a belly-thigh connection here. Gazing at the tips of the nose. And use the arms to pull yourself down a little further. The elbows are pointed out to your sides, not back towards you. Then inhale, look up, arms straight, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, now stepping onto the hands, tops of the hands on facing the floor. And exhale, folding forward all the way, head towards the knees, gazing at the tip of the nose. Try to get those hips higher, 5 breaths here. Rotating the insides of the arms towards the front while keeping the shoulder blades retracted as well. Shoulder blades wide here. Gazing at the tip of the nose. Try to pull with your arms in order to get yourself down further, but also raising the hips up. And inhale, looking up, lengthen the spine, arms straight. Exhale here, releasing the hands, bringing the hands to the waist. And inhale, coming all the way up. Bringing the feet back together. Utthita Trikonasana. Inhale, step the right foot back about 3 feet. Turn the right toes out. And exhaling, reaching down for your right big toe, grabbing hold with your right hand, the index and middle finger, looking up towards the left hand at the ceiling. 5 breaths here. Think about getting the right leg straight. Pushing the left hip back and up towards the ceiling. Trying to get the hips and the shoulders all in the same plane, like your back was against a wall. Opening the left chest towards the ceiling. Then as you inhale, coming back up, facing center. Exhaling, changing sides, left toes out, and reaching down, grabbing hold of the left big toe. Gazing up towards the right fingertips. The left leg is straight, or pushing it straight, thinking about getting it straight. Right hip pushing back and up towards the ceiling. Think about getting those shoulders and hips all in the same plane. Opening the right chest up towards the ceiling. And inhaling, coming back up to center. Changing sides now for the B version, the revolved triangle. Right toes out, left toes in 45 degrees, right hand on the hip, and reaching out your left hand to bring it down to the outside of your right foot. Gazing up at your right fingertips. Think about the right leg being straight, sending the right hip back, left hip coming forward, squaring the hips. Think about the twist that's happening here, coming all the way from the navel. It's not just in the upper back. You have the lumbar, the thoracic, and the cervical, the neck, all engaged in the twist. Pushing into that left hand to deepen the twist. Inhaling, coming up. Changing sides here. Left toes out, right toes in 45 degrees, left hand on the hip. Right hand up and reaching out and bringing it down to the outside of the left foot. Gazing up towards the left fingertips. Right hip going forward, left hip going back. Think about that left leg going straight. Twist is happening all the way from the navel. Pushing into the right arm in order to deepen the twist. Opening that left chest towards the ceiling. And inhaling, coming up. And stepping as you exhale up towards the front of your mat. Utthita Parshvottanasana. Inhaling, stepping the right foot out for a wide stance this time, about as wide as you can go. Right foot turning out, bending the right knee, bringing the right hand beside the right foot, and as you inhale, scooping the left arm up in front of you, reaching out, trying to make a long line from your left heel to your left fingertips. Make sure that the right knee is bent enough, your right thigh is parallel to the floor, opening the left chest towards the ceiling, gazing at those left fingertips. And inhaling, coming back up to center. Exhaling, coming to the other side, left toes out, bending the left knee, and inhaling, right arm up overhead. Gazing at the right fingertips. Long line all the way from your right heel to your right fingertips. Left knee bent, left thigh parallel to the floor. Try to open that right chest towards the ceiling. And inhaling, coming up. Going for the B, the twisted version now. Left foot 45 degrees. Trying to twist and get your left arm to the outside of the right knee. Inhale, the right arm up overhead. Trying to square the hips, right hip going back, left hip coming forward. Pushing in with the left arm into the right knee in order to deepen the twist. Gaze at the right fingertips. And inhaling, coming up. Switching sides. Right foot 45 degrees, exhaling, bending the left knee. Bringing the right arm to the outside of the left foot. Inhaling, the left arm up, out straight in front of you, gazing at the left fingertips. Trying to square the hips, left hips going back, right hips going forward. Gazing at the left fingertips. Pushing into the right arm into the left leg to deepen the twist. And inhaling, coming back up. Exhaling, stepping up to the front of your mat. Inhaling, stepping wide. Prasarita Padottanasana. Medium stance here, about 3 feet, hands on the hips. Inhale, Open chest. Exhale, fold forward all the way, getting the hands to the mat. Getting the fingers in line with the toes. Inhaling, lengthening the spine, arms straight, and exhaling, folding forward. Crown of the head towards the mat. Trying to keep the elbows tucked in here so that they're in line with the wrists. The shoulder blades are depressed and retracted back onto the back. Trying to weight into the tips of the toes in order to help open the backs of the legs and the hips. Inhaling, looking up here, lengthening the spine, arms straight. Exhaling, hands to hips. And inhaling, coming up all the way. Exhale here. Inhale, arms out to the sides. Exhaling, bringing the hands to your stomach on your sides. Inhale, open chest. Exhale, folding forward from the heart. Keeping the hands at the waist, elbows retracted back towards the ceiling. Crown of the head all the way towards the mat. Trying to root into the toes. This will help to open up the backs of the legs, opening up the hips, allowing you to fold a little bit deeper. You can suck in the belly and try to fold a little bit deeper as well. Inhaling, coming up all the way. Exhale here. Inhaling, opening the arms out to the sides. Exhaling, interlacing the fingers behind you. Inhaling, opening the chest, and exhaling, folding forward all the way, arms coming up overhead. 5 breaths. Crown of the head towards the mat. We're gazing at the tip of the nose for all these postures. Rooting into the toes, opening up the backs of the legs and the hips, sucking in the belly. Arms are relaxed, shoulders are relaxed, allowing that chest stretch to go a little bit deeper. And inhaling, coming up all the way. Exhaling here. Bringing the hands now to the waist, the hips. Inhaling here, open chest. Exhaling, folding forward all the way. And bringing your hands or to grab hold of the big toes, index and middle fingers wrapping. Inhale, open chest, arms straight, looking up, and exhaling, folding forward. All the way, crown of the head towards the mat, gazing at the tip of the nose. Try to keep the shoulder blades retracted back. The elbows in line with the toes. Rooting into the toes. Opening up the backs of the legs, engaging the backs of the legs. Inhaling, looking up. Exhaling here, bringing the hands to the waist. Inhaling, coming up all the way. And exhaling, stepping up to the front of your mat. Parshvottanasana. Stepping right foot back for a shorter stance this time. Bringing the hands into prayer behind you. Opening the chest. And exhaling, folding forward, head towards the knee, gazing at your right big toe. Try to get the right leg straight. Retract the elbows back towards the ceiling. Trying to push the right hip back and the left hip forward, squaring the hips here. The left foot is 45 degrees. And inhaling, coming up. Switching sides. opening the chest, and exhaling, folding forward, head towards the knee. Pushing the left hip back, the right hip forward, that left thigh bone pushing into the pelvis. Gazing at the left big toe here. Try to push the elbows up towards the ceiling, opening the chest. Make sure the shoulders are staying depressed and retracted here as you push the elbows back. And inhaling, coming back up. Come back to center. And exhaling, coming back to step up to the front of the mat. We're now going to do Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. This is a challenging balancing pose. So if needed, feel very free to use the wall to assist you in supporting. So inhaling, raising the right foot up, grabbing hold of the right big toe with the index and middle finger. Exhaling, bringing the head towards the knee and gazing at the right big toes you hold for 5 breaths. Try to push or point the right toes while retracting the right shoulder back. Try to get the right leg as high up as you can. And inhaling, release, bringing the leg down, and exhaling, right leg going out to the right, gazing towards the left. 5 breaths in this position. Try to straighten the right leg as much as you can, keeping the shoulders over the hips. Get a slight external rotation of the right leg here. And inhaling, right leg back to center. And exhaling, head towards the knee. And inhaling, now getting the right leg parallel to the floor, pointing the right toe, holding for 5 breaths here. Right hips are underneath the shoulders, leg straight. Exhaling, right foot back down. Preparing for the other side. Inhaling, left foot up into chest. Your left foot straight, grabbing hold of the left big toe. Head towards the knee. Gazing at the left big toes. Point the left toe and retract the left shoulder blade. Inhale, head up. Exhaling, left leg out to the left, looking to the right. Try to stand tall here. Left leg straight as you can. Inhaling, left leg back to center. Exhaling, head towards the knee. Inhaling, release the left foot and point the left toes. Left leg parallel to the floor. Make sure that the shoulders are over the hips. And exhaling, leg back down to the mat. Now preparing for Ardha Vada Padmottanasana. Bringing the right foot up onto the left thigh. Wrapping the right arm around, grabbing hold of the right foot. Inhaling and exhaling, left hand down to the mat. Inhaling, looking up. And exhaling, head towards the knee, holding for 5 breaths. Think about sending your right knee, right hip back further behind you. Trying to square the shoulders as you bring the chin towards the left knee. Inhaling, looking up. Exhale here. And inhale, coming up all the way. Exhaling, releasing the right foot. Left side. Bringing the left foot up onto the right thigh. And wrapping the left arm around, grabbing hold of the left toes. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Right hand to the mat. Fingers in line with the right toes. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Head towards the knee, chin towards the knee. Think about getting the right or the left knee further back, the left hip further back. Think about squaring the shoulders. This will be the right shoulder coming forward, left shoulder going back. And inhale, looking up. Exhale here. And inhale, coming up all the way. Exhale, release the left foot back down to the mat. Now standing up at the front of your mat, like a sun salutation, we're going to inhale, raise the arms up overhead, keep the shoulder blades depressed. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the mat. Inhale, looking up, lengthen lower back. Exhale, jump back, push down, elbows into sides. Inhale, up dog, shoulders away from ears, looking back behind you. Exhale, down dog. Just the exhale here, and as we inhale, we're going to jump forward, right into a chair, Utkatasana. Raise the arms up overhead, 5 breaths. Keep the shoulder blades depressed here. Think about the rooting into the heels and the weight more in your hips. We don't want the weight forward. Knees are not supposed to go past the toes. This will be hard to see though for yourself, so just think about rooting into the heels, rooting into the hips, all the weight in the back. This will help engage the lower back. Exhaling, folding forward, hands to the mat. Inhale, look up. Exhale, jump back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And Virabhadrasana, Warrior 1, left foot 45 degrees. Step the right foot up between the hands and raise the arms up overhead, gazing at the thumbs. Think about squaring the hips. So your right knee's bent, but your right femur, your right thigh bone is pushing back into the pelvis, and your left hip is coming forward. Keep those shoulder blades depressed still. Inhale, looking up as you change sides, keeping the gaze at the thumbs. Exhaling, pushing down on the other side. So your left knee is bent, left thigh is pushed back into the left pelvis, right hip coming forward. Keeping the gaze towards the thumbs. And then inhaling, dropping down into a Warrior 2. So gazing at the left fingertips, right arm back behind you. Make sure that left knee is bent enough. Trying to get that left thigh parallel to the floor. Your right foot is 90 degrees. Trying to push down with your arms, like you're pushing against something in order to keep the arms engaged. Inhale, coming back up. Exhaling, going to the other side, bending the left or the right knee. Left leg, toes are 90 degrees. Gaze at the right fingertips. Trying to square the hips and shoulders in this position. So the opposite of Warrior 1, where we're trying to square. In this, we're trying to get the hips and shoulders all in one plane. And as you exhale, bringing the hands back down to the mat, step the right foot back, push down, inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And then as you inhale, jumping through, coming into a seated position. Now we're going to start off with Dandasana here, so that's seated staff. Our legs are straight, pushing the knees into the mat, feet are flexed towards us, our hands are at our sides in order to help push the shoulder blades back and opening the chest. The chin is tucked into the chest and gazing at the tip of the nose. Sucking in the belly. And inhaling, reaching forward, grabbing hold of the big toes. Exhaling, folding forward. Keep the gaze towards the big toes, but think about lengthening out. Retracting the shoulder blades back onto the back. Think about sucking in the belly, lengthening the spine, trying to come forward as much as you're coming down. So don't just collapse the upper back. Think about lengthening. And inhaling here. Exhaling, grabbing hold of the outsides of the foot, second version of Paschimottanasana. And exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling here, lengthening the spine, sucking in the belly. And exhaling, trying to reach forward as well as coming down, keeping those shoulder blades retracted. You can give a slight point towards the toes as well to help stretch the hamstrings. And inhaling, looking up, gazing at the toes. Exhale here, crossing the legs, jumping back into Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, jumping through for Purvottanasana. Bringing the legs straight and the hands about a palm distance behind your hips. As you inhale, lift up the hips as high as you can and try to get the feet flat on the floor while bringing the head back behind you. Think about getting those hips as high as you can, engaging the arms, keeping the chest open, legs together. And exhaling, hips to the floor. Crossing the legs, inhaling, lifting up, exhale, Chaturanga, inhale, up dog, exhale, down dog. And inhale, jumping through for Ardha Baddha Padmapada Paschimottanasana. So bringing the right foot up onto the left thigh, half lotus. Reaching the right arm back and around, grabbing hold of the right big toes. As you inhale, reach forward and grab a hold of the left foot. And exhaling, folding forward, head towards the knee. Sucking in the belly. Thinking about the left shoulder going back, the right shoulder coming forward. Keeping the left toes pointed towards the ceiling and the left leg engaged. And inhaling, looking up. Exhale here. And then inhaling, crossing the legs, lifting up. Exhaling, pushing down, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, jumping through for the other side. Bringing the left foot on top of the right thigh. Wrapping the left arm around, grabbing hold of the left foot. Inhale, reaching forward, grabbing hold of the right foot. Exhaling, folding forward, but keeping the gaze on the right big toe. Think about sucking in the belly to lengthen out the spine, folding deeper. Think about the right shoulder going back, left shoulder coming forward, while keeping the shoulders retracted in general. The right toes pointed towards the ceiling. They're not falling out to the side. Inhale, looking up. Exhale here. And then inhaling, crossing the legs, lifting up, jumping back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And jumping forward for Trianga Mukai Kai Pada Paschimottanasana. Stepping the right foot back behind you, so the right knee's bent. And inhaling, reaching forward, wrapping the arms around the left foot, trying to grab a hold of the left wrist with the right hand. Keeping the shoulder blades retracted, sucking in the belly as much as you can. Try to get both sit bones on the ground. So the right sit bone is probably not going to be touching, but just think about balancing out the hips. Inhale, looking up. Exhaling there. And crossing the legs. Inhaling, jumping back. Exhale, elbows into sides. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And bending the knees. Inhale, jump forward. Bending the left knee, left foot back behind you. Inhaling, reaching forward. Wrapping the hands around. Left hand trying to grab a hold of right wrist. Exhaling, folding forward. Keeping the gaze on the right big toe. Try to keep the toes pointed towards the ceiling. They're not falling out to the side. Sucking in the belly, lengthening out the spine, and reaching. Trying to keep the shoulder blades retracted. Inhale, look up. Exhale here. Crossing the legs, inhale, lift up. Exhale, push down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Bend the knees, look forward, inhale, jump through. For Janu Shirshasana, there is A, B, and C of these, so this is A. Bringing the right foot towards the groin. The right heel is pushing more towards the left groin, and inhale, reach forward, grabbing hold, wrapping the arms around the left leg. As you exhale, try to get the chin towards the knee while keeping the gaze towards the big toe. Again, when we're gazing, it's not like our eyes are looking straight ahead. It's like we're looking out of the corner or the top or the bottom of our eye in order to make this gazing point, the dristi, as it's called in Sanskrit. Exhale, pushing down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And inhale, jumping through, left side. Bringing the left foot in towards the left groin. And reaching forward, wrapping the hands around the right foot. Left arm trying to grab the right wrist. The left heel is pushing more towards the right groin, keeping the shoulder blades protracted. Sucking in the belly, trying to fold forward deeper. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, push down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, jumping through for Janu Shirsasana B. So the right heel, you're going to be sitting on your right heel, and your right heel is pushing more towards your right groin. So the same heel as the groin. Inhale, reaching forward, wrapping your hands around the left foot. Inhale here. Exhale, fold forward. Retracting the shoulder blades back. Sucking in the belly to lengthen out the spine. Exhale, see if you can fold a little bit deeper. Keeping the straight leg, the left leg, engaged for all these poses. Inhale, looking up. Exhale here. Jump back. Goes into sides. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And inhale, jumping through. Now doing the left side. So the left heel is going to come under the perineum. Left heel is pushing more against the left side of the groin. Inhale, reaching forward, wrapping the arms around the right foot. And exhaling, head towards the knee, keeping the gaze towards the right big toes. Sucking in the belly, trying to go a little bit deeper into the fold. Retracting the shoulder blades back. Inhale, look up here. Exhaling. Coming back up. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, push down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And inhaling, jumping forward. Now bringing the Janu Shirsasana C. So right toes towards the mat, right heel towards the ceiling. Inhale, reaching forward, hands around the left leg. Exhale, fold forward. Keeping the gaze towards the left toes, keeping the left leg engaged, the straight leg, sucking in the belly, trying to fold a little bit deeper. Inhale, looking up. Exhale here. And crossing the legs. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And inhale, jumping forward. Now bringing the left foot, left toes towards the mat, left heel towards the ceiling. Inhale, reaching forward, wrapping hands around the right foot. Exhale, fold forward, keeping the gaze towards the right big toes. Sucking in the belly, keeping the shoulder blades retracted. Pulling with your arms as you engage the right leg. Inhale, look up. Exhale here. And inhaling, crossing the legs, lifting up. Exhale, push down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Now Marichasana A. Inhale, jumping through. Left leg straight, right knee bent into the chest. And wrapping the right arm around the right leg, bringing it around your back, grabbing hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Inhale, looking up. Exhaling, chin towards the knee. Keeping the gaze at the left toes. Very important in this pose to have the left toes continue to point towards the ceiling. Try to get the arm straight, in particular the left arm. And inhaling here, exhale, release. Crossing the legs, inhale, lift up, exhale, push down, inhale, up dog, exhale, down dog. Inhale, jumping forward. Marichasana A on the left side. Left leg into the chest. Left knee bent. Wrapping the left arm around the left leg. Grabbing hold of the right wrist with the left arm. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold forward, chin towards the knee. Keeping the gaze at the right big toe, right toes staying pointed towards the ceiling. Sucking in the belly, trying to go a little bit deeper. Try to push the left shoulder back and the right shoulder forward, squaring the shoulders. Inhale, look up. Exhale here. Crossing the legs, jump back, push down, inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, jumping through for Janu Shirsasana B. So for B, we're bringing the left foot into a half lotus position on top of the right thigh. Then bringing the right knee up into the chest and wrapping the right arm around the knee, around the leg. Grabbing hold of the left wrist with your right arm, inhaling, looking up here. Exhaling, folding forward, trying to get the chin towards the mat. So you hold for 5 breaths. Gazing at the third eye or between the eyebrows for this position. Try to bring the left shoulder forward, right shoulder back, trying to get the arms as straight as you can. Inhale, looking up. Exhale here. Crossing the legs. Inhale, look up. Push down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And inhale, jumping through. Janu Shirsasana on the left side. Left foot into, right foot into lotus, left knee into chest, and wrapping the left arm around the left leg, grabbing hold of the right wrist. Inhale here, exhale, chin towards the mat. Try to bring the left shoulder back, the right shoulder forward, squaring the shoulders. Gazing at the third eye here. Trying to straighten the arms, helping to open the chest. Then inhaling in this position. Exhaling here. Uncrossing the legs, then crossing the legs to jump back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And inhale, jumping through. Marichasana C. So right knee towards the chest, right knee bent, and twisting this time, getting the left arm around the right leg. Grabbing hold of the right wrist with your left arm, looking back behind you. Trying to sit tall. Trying to get the right arm straight. Pushing in with the left arm into the right knee in order to deepen the twist. Inhale, coming back to center. Looking forward. Exhale, releasing, crossing legs. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhale, jump back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And jumping through. Janu Sirsasana C on the left side. Left knee into the chest. And wrapping the right arm around the left knee. Use your left arm back behind you in order to help you get into the position. Wrapping the right arm around, grabbing hold of left wrist with right arm. Wrapper is the grabber. Looking back, trying to sit tall, trying to get the left arm straight. The right arm is pushing into the left knee in order to deepen the twist. And looking forward. Inhale, lifting up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Now, Marichasana D. Final one here. Bringing the left foot into lotus on the right leg. Right knee up into chest. And bringing the right arm behind you in order to help you get into the position. And wrapping the left arm around the right knee. Bringing the grabbing hold of the left wrist with your right arm. Looking back behind you, trying to get that right arm straight and pushing in with your left arm in order to deepen the twist. After 5 breaths, looking forward, uncrossing the legs and crossing the legs again, pushing back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And jumping through. Marichasana D now on the left side. Right foot into lotus. Left foot into the chest. Left knee into the chest. Left arm back behind you in order to get into the twist. Right arm wrapping around the left knee. Grabbing hold of the left wrist with your right hand. Trying to get the left arm straight as you can and pushing in with the right arm into the left knee to deepen the twist, sitting tall. Looking in front, releasing the legs, crossing the legs. Exhale, jump back, push down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, jumping through for Navasana, boat pose. Doing a little core exercise. You may need to adjust your mat. All that jumping forward. So knees bent, arms straight up, and inhaling, lifting the legs up, gazing at the toes. Getting the arms straight, legs 45 degrees. Trying to get a 90 degree between your thighs and your belly. Dropping the shoulders back. And then after 5 breaths, hands down to your sides, crossing the legs. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back down. And inhaling, coming back up into the position. We'll do this 5 times. Think about getting your shoulders back and your chest forward. Inhaling, lifting up. 2nd round. Inhaling, coming up for the 3rd round. Really try to point those legs, point the toes, gazing at the toes, Shoulders back, chest forward, arms straight. And crossing the legs, hands at your sides. Inhale, lift up. Exhale here. 2 more. Inhaling, coming up. Continue to really think about getting the shoulders back and the chest forward. And crossing the legs, inhale, lift up. Exhale, back down. Last round. Get the legs as high as you can. Point the toes. Gazing at the toes. And crossing the legs, inhale, lift up. Exhale, jump back. Chaturanga, inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhaling, jumping through for a Bhuja Pidasana. Wrapping the legs around the arms. Crossing the legs, so your feet are crossed. Inhaling, looking in front of you. This is the first stage of the pose, so you can hold here for 5 breaths. And to challenge yourself, you can either try to bring the chin or the forehead to the mat while keeping the feet lifted up off the mat. And then slowly bringing yourself back up and trying to kick the legs back behind you into a crow or bakasana position without letting the feet touch the floor. And then exhaling, jumping back, pushing down into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhaling, wrapping the legs around the arms again, this time for Kormasana. Try to wrap the arms as much as you can underneath the thighs. Get the feet up off the ground and drop the hips onto the ground. And slowly dropping the legs down to the mat and the hands back behind you slightly. Trying to push the legs out as much as you can, getting them straight. And bringing the chin towards the mat. 5 breaths here. You can think about pushing in with the arms to get a little bit deeper, sucking in the belly to lengthen up the spine, getting the legs as straight as you can. And inhaling, coming up a little bit and walking your feet back slightly so that your feet are pressing together, soles together. And bring the head back down to the mat and trying to wrap the hands back behind you. So trying to get the triceps underneath the thighs as much as possible, giving yourself a little bit of wiggle, wiggle, wiggle here. And then you can either keep the hands just behind your hips, or you can try to wrap them behind the lower back. And 5 breaths here. After 5 breaths, inhale, looking up. Exhale here. Bring the hands to your sides. And inhale, lifting up, coming up to the hands. And then slowly try to bring the feet back around. So you're coming into a crow pose or bakasana. And then exhaling, pushing back into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, jumping through to a seated position. Garbha Pidasana. Garbha Pidasana. So bringing the legs into a lotus position. We're going to be bringing the hands through the legs, so it's generally good to have a little bit of water on hand. This will help to lubricate the arms for pushing through the lotus legs. I like to use a spritzer bottle. So, and then rubbing the water all up in your arms. Sometimes you can have enough sweat on your neck or head region to lubricate yourself. Anyways, pushing the hands between the lotus legs, trying to get the arms all the way through, so your elbows are going to come onto the other sides of the thighs. Once you've gotten the arms through as much as you can, bringing the legs into the chest, and then having the chin to rest on the palms, holding for 5 breaths here. Really try to pull the legs into the chest as much as you can, sucking in the belly. Then after 5 breaths, we're going to rock back and forward, doing a little circle as we rock back and forth. We're inhaling as we come back, exhaling as we go back, inhaling as we come forward. Coming all the way back to this the starting position, then rock back and forth several times in order to come back to a seated position. And then we're going to come forward a little bit into Kukutasana. So we're going to bring all the weight into the hands, straighten the back, and gazing at the tip of the nose here. Strong back, strong legs. 5 breaths. And then coming back to seated, uncrossing the legs from lotus. Crossing the legs, jump back, inhale up dog, exhale down dog. And inhale, jumping through. Feet together, soles to the feet pushing together, wrapping the fingers around the toes, getting the heels as close to the groin as possible. Baddha Konasana, inhaling here and exhaling, trying to get the chin towards the mat. Sucking in the belly, continuing to try to get the lower back, try to engage the lower back in folding forward first before the upper back. Inhaling, coming back up all the way, and then opening the soles with your hands like a book. Exhaling, trying to round from the top of the spine now, so we're rounding the back as much as possible, trying to get the forehead towards the soles. You can push in with your elbows into the tops of the thighs in order to push the thighs down towards the mat. Inhaling up in this position, exhaling here, crossing the legs. Inhale, lifting up, exhale, push down, inhale, up dog, exhale, down dog. Then inhaling, jumping through for Upavishta Konasana, seated angle pose. So getting the legs straight out, or legs straight and out to the sides as much as you can. Grabbing hold of the outsides of the feet. Inhaling, looking forward, and exhaling, folding forward, trying to get the chin towards the mat. Holding for 5 breaths. Having the legs slightly internally rotated, so that's the insides of the knees rotated slightly towards the floor. Toes are pointed towards the ceiling, sucking in the belly, lengthening out the spine. And inhaling, looking up here. Exhale here. Now bending the knees and grabbing hold of the outsides of the feet and doing the same position but up in the air. So trying to get the legs as straight as possible, looking up towards the ceiling, sucking in the belly. Trying to get those legs as straight as you can as you hold for 5 breaths. And then crossing the legs. Inhale, lift up. Jumping back. Exhale, push down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And inhale, jumping through. Lying down on your back for Supta Konasana, slept angle pose. So inhaling, bringing the legs back behind you, grabbing hold of the big toes. Get the legs as wide as you can. Sucking in the belly, trying to keep the hips over the shoulders here. Grabbing hold of those big toes wide as you can. And after 5 breaths, we're going to inhale as we roll forward, making ourselves to balancing on our sit bones. The legs are out wide, as in the last position, and then exhaling, coming forward all the way, getting the chin towards the mat. Just 1 breath here, inhaling, coming up. Exhale here, crossing the legs. Inhale, lifting up, stepping back. Exhale, push down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Bending the knees, inhale, jump through. Make sure you have a little bit of room to your sides. We're doing Supta Padangusthasana, so our legs are going to go out to the sides, so we want to make sure that we have enough room. Now lying down on your back, inhaling, lifting your right leg up, grabbing hold of your right big toes with your right hand. Exhaling, head towards the right knee. We want our left hand on top of our left thigh and our left toes pointed as we hold here for 5 breaths. Try to point the right toes and the right shoulder retracted back, gazing at the right toes. Exhaling, head down to the mat. Then inhaling, right leg out to the side, gaze looking towards the left. 5 breaths here. Really try to get the right leg as straight as you can. Trying to pull up the right toes towards the head as much as possible. Keeping the left leg on the ground, the left toes pointed. And inhaling, bringing the right leg back to center. Exhaling, head towards the knee. And inhaling, exhaling, right leg back down to the mat. Other side now, inhaling, left leg up, grabbing hold of the big toe. And exhaling, head towards the knee, gazing at the left big toe. Right hand is on the right thigh, right toe pointed. Keep pushing the left toes away from you while retracting the left shoulder and pulling the chin towards the knee. After 5 breaths, inhaling, the head back down to the mat. And as you exhale, left leg out to the left, gazing towards the right. 5 breaths here. Really try to get that left leg as straight as you can. Pushing the right thigh into the mat with the right hand. Right toes are staying pointed. Looking towards the right. And inhaling, right leg back up to center. Exhaling, chin towards the knee. Inhaling, head back down to the mat. Exhaling, leg back down to the mat. Now bringing the legs into the chest, bringing the legs up into like a plow position, hands by your ears, rocking back and forth a couple times, and then rolling backwards, Chakrasana, backwards Vinyasa. Then coming forward, exhaling into Chaturanga, inhale up dog, exhale down dog. And inhaling, jumping through, exhaling, lying down on your back for Ubhaya Parangushtasana. Inhale, the left leg's back behind you, grabbing hold of the big toes with your index and middle fingers. Exhale here. And then inhale, roll forward and coming to balance on the sit bones. Looking up towards the ceiling as you push the legs straight, the toes away from you and the shoulder blades retracted. 5 breaths here. Really try to get the legs straight, those toes pointed, sucking in the belly. And then crossing the legs. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, jump back. And lying back down after Vinyasa. Urdhva Mukha Paschimottanasana. So legs back behind you, grabbing hold of the outsides of the feet. Inhale, rolling forward. And exhaling, bringing the chin towards the knees while keeping the legs straight. Gazing at your big toes here. Try to keep the shoulder blades retracted. So this is like that forward fold we were doing on the ground previously, but in the air this time. Then crossing the legs. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, push down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, jumping through. Exhale, lying down. Bringing the heels to face each other, feet out to the sides. Coming onto the very top of the head. Crown of the head pushing into the mat, crossing the hands over the chest, heels together, and as you inhale, push the legs straight, so just the heels and the top of the head are on the mat, holding for 5 breaths here, Setu Bandhasana. Try to get the legs straight as much as you can, engage the back, engage the core. And exhaling, coming down, lift the head up. Performing another Chakrasana, so knees into the chest and then rolling the legs up overhead, hands by the ears, a couple rocks back and forth, and then inhale, lifting up, using the hands to roll back. Coming to Chaturanga, inhale up dog, exhale down dog. Inhale, jumping through for Urdhva Dhanurasana. Getting the feet as wide as the mat, so your toes are going to point out a little bit towards the edges of the mat. Hands up by your ears. And to go a little bit deeper, you can come up onto your toes. Inhale, lifting up all the way, arms straight, looking back, trying to look towards your heels. Trying to soften the glutes in order to push your hips away from your feet. This will help to engage or deepen the back bend. As you exhale, come down onto the top of the head, readjust your hands if necessary, and inhale, coming up again. Do this 3 times, 5 breaths. Softening the glutes, trying to push the hips away from the feet, shoulder or chest towards the back of the room. Exhale, coming down, head towards the mat. And inhaling, coming up. Last one. 5 breaths. Soften the glutes, engage the legs. Looking back towards the heels. Keeping that energy flowing. And exhaling, head towards the mat. And coming down all the way. Now we're going to do some drop backs. So standing up at the front of your mat, feet pointed out a little bit towards the outsides of the mat. I'm going to cross the arms in front of the chest. Inhale, we're going to suck in the belly, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, going back just like halfway or as much as you feel comfortable, bringing, and then inhaling, coming up. Take a few breaths here. So as we're dropping back, we really want to root into the toes. We really want to engage the legs and engage the core, getting the whole body working here. So inhaling, looking up, and exhaling, rolling, bending back, trying to bend back from the top of the spine first, then the rest of the spine following. And inhaling, coming up. Once more, after a few more breaths. Inhale, exhale, folding back. And inhaling, coming up. Now we're going to do a little preparation for going all the way. So we're going to inhale, the arms up overhead, and just turn the palms so they're facing back behind you. So we're internally rotating the arms all the way here. This will help to open the chest and the shoulders up for doing the drop back. And just do a couple breaths here as you prepare the arms. And then exhaling, hands into prayer, about at the forehead. Inhaling, opening up the spine, and exhaling, dropping back all the way. Trying to push into, or trying to push the hips away from the heels, making sure the glutes are nice and soft. This will help to ensure the full back bend. The whole body's engaged. You're not cutting off the energy at the heels. Then we're going to rock back and forth a couple times before coming up all the way. Important to build up a little bit momentum. It's very challenging. So preparing for another one. Inhale, the arms up overhead, pointing the palms back behind you, helping to open the shoulder and chest. After a couple breaths here, we're going to bring the hands back down, just in front of the throat or the... Inhale, lifting up, engaging the core. Try to get the spine as tall as you can. And then exhaling, trying to round back from the top of the spine first, then the rest of the spine following, getting the hands to the mat. You can walk the hands back a little bit towards the heels. Gazing towards the heels. This is again one of those things where you're not going to be able to see the heels, but just keeping the energy going that way. This will help to keep the rest of the body engaged. Rocking back and forth. We're inhaling as we push forward, exhaling as we're pushing back, so that when we lift up, we're inhaling as we come up. going to do that one more time. Standing at the front of the mat, feet a little duck-footed out, raising the arms up overhead, pointing the palms back behind you, helping to open up the shoulders and chest. Inhaling here, lengthening the spine. Hands back down into prayer. And then inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, rounding the back, trying to round from the upper spine first. Then dropping down all the way. Walk the hands in slightly. Keeping the gaze towards the toes, softening the glutes, pushing in with the legs. Trying to get the hips away from the heels. Then rocking back and forth a few times. Trying to come up onto the fingertips as we're inhaling to come up. And all the way up. And then immediately coming into Paschimottanasana, the seated forward fold, in order to counterpose all that back bending. So coming slowly into this pose as our spine has been going the other way for a while, grabbing hold of the outsides of the feet, and exhaling, bringing the head towards the knees, gazing at the toes. Trying to suck in the belly, lengthening the spine out. Pushing the knees down into the mat. Keeping the gaze towards the big toes. Holding for at least 10 breaths here. Inhale, look up. Exhale here. Crossing the legs. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, push down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And inhale, jumping through. Exhaling, lying down. Preparing for Salamba Sarvangasana, shoulder stand. So inhaling, raising the legs up, getting the hips up off the mat, supporting your lower or mid back with your hands, and pointing the feet towards the ceiling. Trying to get the shoulders or hips over the shoulders and the ankles over the hips. Engaging the core, engaging the glutes, engaging the legs. Legs together, and you can do a slight internal rotation of the legs here as well. Pushing in with the back of the head into the mat in order to take pressure off the neck. Gazing at the tip of the nose. And then Halasana, plow pose. As you exhale, dropping your toes or your legs all the way back behind you. Tops of the feet pushing into the mat, legs straight. Interlacing the fingers, arms straight. Pushing the arms into the mat in order to deepen the position a little bit. Trying to keep the hips over the shoulders. Gazing at the tip of the nose still here. And pushing the back of the head into the mat. Then Karna Padasana. As you exhale, bring the knees towards the sides of the head. Give a gentle pressure on the sides of the head. So your knees are gently squeezing into the head, pushing in with the arms. Then inhaling, getting the arms straight, or legs straight, and then bringing the legs into plow position. Hands on the knees, pushing the knees away from you, trying to get the thighs parallel to the floor here. Sucking in the belly, trying to get the shoulders over the hips, continuing to push in with the back of the head into the mat, taking pressure off the neck, gazing at the tip of the nose. This is Urdhva Padmasana, upward lotus posture. And then as we exhale, we're going to move into Pindasana, the embryo pose, wrapping the arms around the legs, squeezing the legs into the belly as much as we can, sucking in the belly, making room for the legs, continuing to gaze at the tip of the nose. For all these closing sequences postures, we're holding for 8 breaths, and we're aiming for slower, deeper breaths. And we're going to release the hands and bring them onto the mat and slowly come down one vertebrae at a time, keeping the legs in the lotus posture, lifting up the chest and coming onto the very tippy top of the head, and grabbing hold of the feet, pushing the feet slightly away from you in order to get the arms straight, opening the chest up. 8 breaths here for Matsyasana, fish pose. Think about weighting into the hips and the knees, so your knees are pressing into the mat. Really feeling that open chest. Make sure the shoulder blades are dropped back. And then coming into Uttana Padasana. So coming into like a boat pose with the feet and the hands. So the hands and the feet are both going to be 45 degrees to the mat. Getting the legs as straight as you can, pointing the toes. Keeping that chest nice and open. Engaging that lower spine, your lower abdominal muscles to keep those legs lifted. And then bring the hands back down to the mat, lift the head up off the mat, and performing another Chakrasana, legs up overhead, rocking back and forth a couple times. Inhale, lift up. Exhaling, pushing down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And then preparing for Shirshasana, headstand. So grabbing hold of opposite elbows, interlacing the fingers just behind the head. And then raising up. So walk your feet in as much as you possibly can. And getting the hips over the shoulders. And then raising the feet up towards the ceiling. The easiest way to get into this posture is to walk the hips right over top of the head. This will bring your body weight balanced over the head, so you just need to lifting the legs up will be much simpler. You won't be fighting against gravity and needing to use so much core strength. So we're going to hold for 25 breaths here. Pushing in with the elbows in order to engage the arms, so you have more weight going into the arms and less into the head. When we push into the elbows, this is going to help push the shoulders away from the ears, clearing space around the neck. Think about having those hips over the shoulders, the ankles over the hips, engaging the core, engaging the glutes, engaging the legs, all these things to make a nice straight line up towards the ceiling. Trying to point the toes as well towards the ceiling. Try to find that point of weightlessness where you don't have to engage so much muscular effort to stay upright. And then we're going to exhale, and we're slowly going to bring the legs down to parallel to the floor. So we're going to have a 90-degree angle here between our chest and our legs. Our toes are pointed away from us, and this is for Urdhva Dandasana, the upward seated posture, upward seated staff posture. So pointing the toes, trying to push the hips back behind you in order to help to counterweight the weight of the legs. Continuing to push in. We're trying to hold for 15 breaths here. Then inhaling, raising the legs up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to exhale, and we're going to bring them back to the previous position, and we're going to try to do this 3 times, squeezing that last little bit of energy out of us. So inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, legs back down to 90 degrees. Inhale, back up. And exhaling, coming down all the way this time, bringing the knees to the mat. Knees are wide and coming into a child's pose. Hands at your sides. Holding for at least 10 or 15 breaths here in child's pose. Very important to relax the upper back and neck after a headstand, as we can put a lot of pressure on this region. It's very important to relax it afterwards. Think about the chest and the neck falling between the legs. This will help to relax the upper back. The arms are soft. The fingers are just relaxed naturally. You can try to make sure that the head is in a comfortable position. You can make little adjustments. Make sure there's no engagement of the neck muscles. Just relaxing here, letting any tension from the neck just melt away. And then we're going to inhale, lift up, reaching forward, coming into Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And then inhale, jumping through, coming to seated. Preparing for Yoga Mudrasana. So crossing the right foot over the left foot over the right, coming into lotus posture. We're going to wrap the hands around the back. So left hand grabbing hold of left leg first, then right leg, or right arm grabbing hold of right leg. Inhale, open the chest here. And then exhale, fold forward, trying to get the chin towards the mat. Sucking in the belly, trying to fold deeper, lengthening the spine forward, not just collapsing forward. Gazing towards the third eye in this position. The brow, or vidya. Think about the shoulder blades being retracted back onto the chest. Or back onto the back. We're doing 10 breaths for these final 3 postures. And then we're going to inhale, coming up all the way. Exhaling, releasing the arms. Bringing the hands into Chin Mudra. The index and middle finger bound together, creating a circle. The other 3 fingers pointed away from you. Sucking in the belly, chin to chest, gazing at the tip of the nose. This is Padmasana, and we're holding it for 10 breaths. Really think about the arms are being straight here, the shoulders are pushed back behind you, keeping that belly sucked in, and keeping that chin tucked. Just surrendering the practice here. Then bringing the hands to your sides and lifting up for Utpluti, getting the last little bit of energy out of the body, lifting the whole body up, legs in lotus, gazing at the tips of the nose. All the weight in the hands, trying to get the knees as high as you can. 10 breaths here, gazing at the tip of the nose. And exhaling, coming down. And releasing the lotus legs, pushing back into Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And inhale, jumping forward to standing this time. So feet are ending up between the hands, looking forward. Exhaling, folding forward, head towards the knees. And then inhaling, coming all the way up. Coming back into our starting position, Tadasana. So those feet are spread, or toes are spread wide. Hugging up the kneecaps, slight internal rotation of the thighs. Sucking in the belly, slight tuck of the tailbone. Inhaling the shoulders up, back, and drop them back. Just checking in with the posture here, seeing how your balance has changed through the practice. Then bringing your hands into prayer. Closing the eyes for the closing mantra. And inhaling to Om. Swasti Pyajabhyaha Paripalayantam Jnane Maganena Mahi Mahisha Gobranmanebhyaha Shupanasto Niptyam Loka Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And bringing the hands back down to the sides. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the mat. Inhale, looking up, lengthen lower back. Exhale, jump back, elbows into sides. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Holding for 5 breaths here, our last opportunity to be in down dog for this practice. Push those hips back, shoulders away from the ears. Keep that belly sucked in. And inhaling, jumping forward. And exhaling, lying down on your mat for Shavasana. I recommend putting a shirt or a towel over your eyes to block out any light. Feet as wide as the mat. Hands at your sides, palms facing up. Shoulders away from the ears. And just melting into the mat here. Letting the whole body let go. Dropping awareness onto the breath. Watching it relax back into a normal, relaxed state. Just letting the whole body soften. Staying here for at least 5 minutes, or as long as you feel comfortable. 10 is a good amount of time as well. Taking your time to just settle into yourself after all that hard work. Thank you for joining the practice today. Namaste.